Hello, everybody. Welcome back. This is Busy Boys Uncensored. My name is Ja,
I'm Macy.
I'm
Uh,
Sakani.
and I'm Demonte.
and this is episode 8 of Busy Boys Uncensored. So I'm sure you guys noticed that the setup is a little different today. We've been having to figure a few things out with amongst the podcast and just continuing with Macy and Sakani no longer living in New York City, and all of us just pouring into our other things. We've been having to make it work. We've really, really been busy. So as of right now, this episode is going to be virtual, but we're not going to finish the season that way. We plan on finishing the season in person for you guys, but this may be sneak peek as to what next season is going to look like for us. So, y'all know how we start every episode, what we're listening to. I'm gonna go first. I've been listening to Party for You by Charlie XCX.
I'm listening to Leave Me Alone by Renee Rapp.
I've been listening to Long Time by Tayana Taylor.
I've been
Period.
listening to Excuse Me by Jasmine Sullivan
Oh, come on, Jazz.
already.
Y'all know our next segment is our icon for the week. So this one I feel so connected to because I feel like I was there when he came out. But our icon of the week this week is going to be Frank Ocean. And who wants to share their fun fact first?
Yeah, speaking of him coming out, I vividly remember, I feel like it was like either 2011 or 2012. And everybody was like, Macy, you saw Ocean came out? I'm like, what do y'all mean by that? Why y'all asking me? Because, mind you, I'm trying to fly under the radar. But yeah, he came out. Frank
Wasn't
Ocean
doing
came
that
out.
good, sister.
Nope. Read me like a book. Yeah, he came out via Tumblr. He like wrote this letter to like the fans, and it was just so. It was like it was fun. It was nice to be like, oh, people are coming out in my time. Like, wait, like, hold on. It's really so that was nice because I used to watch Loiter Squad, and he would be with like Tyler and them just being stupid. So that it was just nice to be like, oh, you're not alone.
My fun fact is that he was a former ghostwriter for Beyonce, Brandy, Justin Bieber, John Legend, and so much more. I love it because him and Beyonce have like their own relationship. You hear him in a lot of her songs, you hear her on a lot of his songs just in the background, and I appreciate them.
I'll say my fun fact is he does kung fu and tai chi just to keep like a mental peace of mind. Honestly, necessary. I want to practice tai chi too. I feel like it'll be really good for all of us actually.
I would use it to beat people's asses.
We could do
Exactly.
we could do a vlog one day.
Well, tai chi is not.
Oh,
It's more like censoring. Maybe we
That's
do kung fu to beat
that's
people's
why I did
ass.
this.
Okay.
well, my fun fact is that his dog Everest is an executive producer on his album Channel Orange. So y'all already know Nova will be a producer on my album as well.
He said, "Look, you live in here. You got to get to work."
Exactly. Cut the check, cut the check. All right, so shout out to Frank Ocean. We love you. Come on the podcast. You know. So that is going to lead us into our topic for today, which is when time zone tests relationships. I know me personally, at a very young age, I dealt with a long distance relationship, and I was just kind of like, this is not for me. I don't know if I'll ever indulge in this again. It just felt so hard to attain, hard to keep the happiness, hard to keep it healthy. So, our first question for today is going to be, have you ever been in a long distance relationship? I just answered. So, what about you guys?
I have. It's not that long distance. It was during the pandemic. I was living here in Philly, and I was dating a man in New York, and it wasn't hard because it's just a 2 hour commute, and like I think if you want to make things work, like you find a way to make it work. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been in multiple long distance relationships, and like they would vary between the the length. But long distance relationships, I'm hesitant to say that they're harder to maintain than like close proximity relationships because it's just different. It requires different things. Just like so, it's hard to like, and then every relationship is also different. So it's like it's a slippery slope. But yeah, I have been in many long distance relationships, and I do not recommend. I would never do one again. I need my nigga up my ass.
Okay, like I'm now.
I have been in one. My first real relationship was long distance, but it didn't start that way. Um, I feel like with long distance, it comes so many trials and tribulations, and it also comes with having to like you have to know exactly what the intention is going into it. And I think for me, I was a bit confused as far as what I was trying to do or what I was like, what was the end goal at that point in my life. I didn't really know exactly the idea of what that felt like, and then also moving to New York, which is a whole different ball game from like LA to New York. Flights are expensive, and if the energy's not all the way there all the time, then it's like it gets confusing, it's hard to read, it's hard to manage. But if the love is there, it can happen, it can work out. But there's so many lessons that come along with that too. I think I would do it again, but under certain conditions. It would have to be like I'll be here for a certain amount of time, and then I'll be coming back by this time. But yeah, long distance is one of those things. It's a life lesson for sure.
I was just saying, since you said that your long distance relationship was like East Coast, West Coast, you didn't even like factor. You have to factor in the time difference. Bitch, you waking up, it's 7 o'clock. You like, where's my good morning text? Baby, you won't have to wait 3 more hours for that. And then it's
Yeah.
like, it's just that time difference can really just like cause some tension in itself, you know?
No,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I know for me, I was 16 in my first, it was kind of like my first relationship. But y'all know, like, I just had my first boyfriend. So this was like my first guy I was dating. And it was this boy from Tumblr that we just loved each other. We were just so infatuated with each other. We thought each other was so cool. And he had came to Rochester to see me. I had came to New York to see him. I was like telling my mom he was just my homeboy. And yeah, it just was like it got to a point where I was just like it was fun because it was just so I was just so young and we had no expectations for actual relationship, like we just sat on the phone for hours and talked about nothing. But I feel like once we did start to develop a connection, it was just kind of like well, what now? Like, what do we do now? We don't have the money to visit each other frequently. We don't enjoy talking on the phone to each other. It's not even enjoy, we just don't have the time for it like that all the time. Like, we're meeting people in real life that we actually like, that we're having a connection with. So it just really wasn't working out for me. I just felt like, I want to be able, like you said, I want my nigga up my ass. Like when I call you, I want you to be able to come over. Like I don't want it to be like, oh, we have to plan a trip. Like I don't think for me, I feel like now after being in a relationship, if it was someone I was already with, we could possibly make it work. But I think it would have to be we were already together, not long distance first, if that makes sense. So our second question is, how do you define a real relationship when distance is involved? Well, I'll start. I would define a real relationship with distance as knowing with each other, like being able to meet each other's needs still. I think when someone is not close to you, um, like Macy mentioned earlier, the expectations kind of change. Like it's not the same as a relationship in person. So I think with any good relationship, communication should be a priority. Healthy communication and communicating what you need with your partner. But yeah, like for me, from when I was younger, I know I was not communicating with him what I needed, and then I would be upset and I would be throwing these fits and like um I realized you really have to let them know what you need. So that's one thing that I would say, healthy communication.
I think for me, it's effort. Like, I think the part of communication is very important, but effort as well, because if you're not putting an effort to see me or to make this phone call work or to for us to FaceTime, to have phone sex, to do this, to do that, if you're not making an effort for that, like I think that's where it boils down that it's like, well, it's not really working out because you're not putting in effort for these things. And it's the bare minimum because we're long distance. So the least you could do is, give me a phone call or make time for this, make time for that. Like, I think that's what it boils down to for me is the effort that people are willing to put in.
Real.
I'd say for me, I think it also everything y'all said too, but definitely sacrifice as well. It comes down to like having like a schedule of certain things too. So it's like actually I can go out with my friends because I actually do need to talk to my man tonight, and y'all just gonna have to deal with it. And I think after being in one for so long and having to realize like things that could have been better as far as on my end and things that I didn't communicate effectively or properly. Yeah, effort. I mean, like sacrifice is definitely one, especially as I said, moving to New York, right? And we're going out like all the time, and it's honestly like low key unacceptable, high key unacceptable to be doing everything
It's
like that.
not.
I feel like it is though. Especially if you're already, let's say you already are in a relationship, yeah, and then you're already things all of a sudden just like shift. Do you get what I'm saying?
I think it's balance, but I'm sorry, continue.
Yeah, balance or harmony, one of those.
I'm gonna
But
make it work.
yeah, but I'm just saying, you can get it past like okay, like it's fine this one time, right? But if it's continuously happening and it becomes kind of like a
It could be a
pattern,
red flag for sure.
yeah, 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 that's when it becomes like a problem. So I think it's like sacrifice in many different areas. Like maybe I don't like go on a trip with my friends or something, or I don't do this. Maybe it's about like making sure that I'm actually going to see or he's coming to see me, things like that.
Yeah, piggybacking off of what everyone said, I think about how like me and so many of my siblings and like my mom, she's in North Carolina. I have siblings who are in North Carolina. Deja is here in Atlanta. Kayla is here in Atlanta. My two other best friends are here in Atlanta, and I really think it's just like prioritizing, prioritizing the relationships and like just watering them, and just if it's like, did you call your mom this week? Did you, it's just simple little things like that that just make it known that they're a priority in your life, no matter how far or how close.
Yeah, you make a really good point, Macy. I feel like we've only been talking about romantic relationships so far, and we're not talking about family or platonic relationships. And that leads us into our next question perfectly. So, we've all experienced this. What's it like moving away from your family? Do you ever feel like you're missing out on your family making different milestones, weddings, birthdays, etc.? For me, it's a definite yes. I try not to beat myself up too much about it. But being that I'm an uncle, I just feel like I miss out so much on my nieces and nephews' lives. And I was such a big part of their lives when I was home. So like me and my first nephew, we grew up in the house together. Like I lived with my sister then. So I just grew up so close with them. And now having other nieces and nephews and them not having that same experience with me, or they don't even know me how my first nephew does, it hurts my heart a little bit. I'm like the distant uncle. Like everyone else sees each other every week, and then I see them like every few months. So being that they're kids, I know they don't really get it, so they just don't know me like that. So yeah, it makes me want to definitely put more effort in. I definitely make too many excuses. I have to visit my family more, but yeah, definitely yeah, it definitely takes a toll on me sometimes. I do feel like I'm missing out on things often.
For me, I don't like for big things, Philly and New York, they're not far apart. So I just take the train or the bus in, and I'm here with my family very fast. For a while, though, I kind of lost sight of that and was just more. worried about like my life in New York and the life that I built for myself over there and my chosen family. And, um, you know, when life happens in your family and, it was aligned for me to move back here. Now it feels good to be with my family, especially with my new niece. Well, not new, but she was born last year. She just turned one.
We
And
knew.
being back here, and being able to help my sister raise her and things like that has been nice because when my first niece was born 8 years ago, I was on Christmas break here in Philly during school, and I was able to be there for my first niece, and all those important things like seeing her walk and her first words, like those are the things that are important to see, and it makes it worth it, like being back here and being able to see those things.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I do feel like it's very, very hard to be away from your family and see like them on social media doing different types of celebrations and seeing the kids get older and seeing certain milestones get hit and you're kind of just like on your path. And then there's something to say about like your own path. Like this is the path that you're treading yourself. And, I feel like for all of us, I speak for all of us here. We would all be in the the stands cheering for any of our family if they decided to graduate high school and go to college in another country. We would be cheering and happy, and I think that they feel the same way for us at the end of the day. Yes, we're missing out on certain things, but you know, they're still cheering behind us and hoping that we win. And yeah,
So I would say for me, I left home at an early age, like right after high school, because I went to college in California. So that already set up a great amount of distance to be further away from family, and honestly, not having the luxury to go back whenever I wanted, or like it's not like a quick bus ride away. It's like, damn, I really got to sit with this because I miss my family. But who finna buy that ticket real quick? Like it was, flights are expensive, and they've always been expensive. Um, but I will say, even I do feel like I missed out on some years, which is why I wanted to take some time to be back with family and move to the East Coast because I really did feel like I was missing really important times of people's lives and also just being there for family and everyone getting older, people like passing away. It was like becoming really overwhelming for me, and I wasn't there for a lot of it. So yeah, being back is good, but it comes at a cost, I will say, like just being back with family and really being in a mix of things when it wasn't that way before. And I'm like, damn, I really don't want to be around y'all as much as I used to. Like, and I just me being honest about it, because it just comes back with like the territory of being in drama that you're not necessarily wanting to be involved in, and it has so many negative aspects to it. I will say, but I'm happy to be around family at a certain cost. But when it comes at my own peace, then I'm like, time to go
Agree.
back.
Y'all, tell me why my freaking aunt, she made a rumor, or I don't know who told her this rumor, but my mom asked me. She was like, "Oh, I heard he was moving out with your cousin." I was like, "Who said that?" And she was like, "Oh, don't worry about it." I'm like,
Uh,
I'm like, y'all making stuff up. Like, I just got back here. Like, y'all need to get off my back. Like,
that's
but yeah,
crazy.
it just goes to show like you really do miss so much when you're away, especially family drama, because it's like your name isn't in it. They can't put you in it because you're not near them. But once you get near them, it's like, oh, let's just throw his name in it
Yeah,
because
it don't take no time.
okay, babe, I was here maybe 3 months before that shit came out. I was like, that's untrue.
I was about to say something. I completely lost my train of thought. But so our next question. Have you ever felt guilty when someone has called you out for not reaching out enough? Or have you
Um,
been called out, I guess?
I haven't been called out. I did call out Tay though when he lived in California. I think this was during the pandemic, right?
Yeah, this was when I was living in Denver. Like
Oh
I
yes,
had just moved to Denver.
yes. Um, yeah, I had called him because or texted him, one of the two, and had that conversation with him because it was we were consistently talking, and then when he moved, it was like it got less and less, and I'm like, "Bitch, you good?"
No, you need to tell them why we were talking every day then.
Um, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that. I'll tell y'all after.
Oh, you keeping the fans out, girl.
I'll
That's
Well,
say
this
it.
boy's exclusive.
I feel like it's not. We're past that point in our lives. It is embarrassing though.
He said he don't want to share it.
Because so Tay decided to get me into Forex with him.
no, y'all did not.
Yep. I knew nothing about it, and then he gonna call me. He's like, "You want to do this?" I was like, "Okay, I trust you." Fucking, it was a whole
Yo,
scam, bitch.
bitch, my
Girl,
cousin took me to one of the meetings one day. I almost stopped talking to that nigga. And I
If
almost
there is
cussed
like
the
a
lady out
cult,
in the middle of the meeting. Like I left because I'm like, I don't even, I'm getting triggered.
Cyrus was trying to get me into Forex. I was like, girl, no. I'm
It's the
like,
fact
please
that
so
stop
y'all
talking to me.
besties all dragging y'all into. Bitch, I ain't told none of my friends about that shit. They had me fucked
oh my,
up.
I
it's
saw right
no
through it.
because it was too much going on, and I remember we were talking like every day. So it was like basically with that you have like a team, right? And Sakani was like one of the main people on my team. So at that point we were checking in like every day because we had to be online every single day. And then when everyone kind of dropped, I dropped too though. I was just like, okay, I need to like reset, and also I'm just like doing a lot of moving around right now. And yeah, it was a moment in time, but I definitely did apologize. I think it's also about accountability. When Sakani like mentioned it to me, I didn't like I was like, wait, I don't really feel like I'm any like I'm not less close than you than I was before. But I think when it comes down to like talking every day, and we were FaceTiming too, and we were doing like we were just doing a bunch of crazy shit like with Forex, but also having other conversations outside of that too. So when I kind of
Well,
stopped, I was like, yeah, 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 and it was like okay, I had to look at it on from that end too, where it was like when it can get shut off completely, and that honestly had changed like how I viewed relationships or just connections in general, and realizing how like I can be so abrupt with that. So I try to work on that. Or even if I'm not talking to you every day, then at least like we'll send a message to check in, and hopefully that will make you feel more appreciated and things like that. Even if we're not like continuing to talk every day.
yeah, I mean, I'm glad you learned from that. I do have one question about Forex though. Did y'all make any money?
I did,
I
but
made like
so
$300.
300?
Yeah,
That's not, I mean, how long you was doing it for?
like a month.
That's not terrible. I didn't think y'all was gonna make no money. That's better than what I was thinking.
I mean, it took like 150 to get in, so
Oh, so you made 150
so
actually.
basically,
I
and
made
got
my.
that money right out the account.
Oh shit. I've been seeing so many TikToks about that. I did not expect that topic to come up.
Nobody get into Forex, period.
No,
Get
don't
You
do
know,
it.
it's
just
going
don't
It's
viral
do it.
about them telling people to like people are sharing their experiences about like how bad it was. Um, yeah, sorry about that little tidbit, but wow, that is hilarious to me. Would have never imagined y'all were Forex dolls. Oh,
Oh.
he got too embarrassed.
He said, I got a drop from this call. Um,
I think it's important, like if you're not comfortable going back home, to suggest other things that could work for both parties involved, like going on a cruise, like you said, or just doing like a cabin trip. Something, it doesn't even have to be anything expensive, just like a staycation somewhere in between both of you. So you can, like you said earlier, nurture and water that relationship.
Yeah. I know for me in the past, my grandma on my dad's side, she's made me feel a little bad sometimes. Like she would be like, "Y'all net." she was to include my siblings, just like y'all never calling me. I always gotta call y'all, and y'all don't ever check on me. And um, just literally a few weeks before my grandfather passed away, I called her. And that's the thing with me, like I've always been closer with the woman in my family. Like I've never really called my grandfathers. I don't like it's just I just didn't grow up like that. Like I always said my granny's house, my grandma's house, my nanny's house. Like I've never said my grandparents' house. And it's nothing, they've all been married the whole time. I don't know. I've just been closer with the woman. That's what everyone in the family did. I don't know. I just followed suit. But yeah, I called her to check on her, and she was telling me that my grandfather was in like a nursing home and he was really sick, and she told me he had been in there for like 2 months, and I did not even know, and I felt so bad that I had not, like she's not telling me because she's busy dealing with it, and I haven't spoken to her, so like, it really just kind of, and then he passed away, so like it really was kind of a reality check for me to be like. Because when she used to say it to me when I was younger, I would be like, "Well, girl, you don't be calling me either." Like, but now that I'm a little older, I do. I don't know. I just get it. Like, I just feel like you're old, lady. Like, you took care of me. I think the least I can do is, give you a phone call because it's not that I don't think of you. So, yeah, I just think, I think everyone has that moment when they lose someone that, damn, I wish I would have done things so differently with that person. So. I think losing my grandfather was kind of one of those moments for me, and it was just like a reality check that I just want to be there for my grandmother now, especially that she doesn't have her husband. All right, so our next question is, has distance affected your friendships with people you thought you'd always be around?
For me, it hasn't. I moved to New York when I was 18 for school, and um, even I didn't have a lot of friends here in Philly, but moving away, I had my best friend, I had my family, um, and our relationships never changed. Everything stayed the same, and when I moved back to Philly from New York, all my relationships are still very strong, and it obviously has to do with, again, all the things we spoke about, like the communication, the effort, the sacrifice, and the prioritizing. Um, and even Macy being in Maryland, I think all of those things combined just makes your relationship stronger. And if you are feeling some type of way, that's your time to have that uncomfortable. I put quotes because it shouldn't be uncomfortable to let your friend know, hey, I'm feeling this type of way. I think we can improve here. What do you think about that? And then you let them, you know, give space for others to say their opinion because you don't want to just come off like, oh, well, I'm feeling this way and you're not doing this, this, and that. And I think it's just important to hear people out, but also give yourself space to say how you're feeling. And if people are receptive to that, great. If they're not, that just shows you where you stand in their life and just move accordingly.
Yeah.
When I graduated both high school and college, people were telling me like this is the last time you're gonna see so many different people. This is like high school. You're not gonna see half these people ever again in your entire life. And I thought that they were being dramatic. I was like, I'm gonna see my good Judy every now and then. Like we might link up, we might be in the same city sometime. I really have not hung out with many people from high school, and I just have my two best friends from college, and thank God, we've just beat the battle of distance. But yeah, I was surprised to find out that like a lot of people from high school, a lot of people from college that like your acquaintances and like you're not like your best friends, but your friends like you kind of just don't you follow each other on social media, but you just don't really see each other. It's yeah.
Yeah. I know for me, distance has affected a friend that I thought I would always be around. They were one of my best friends for a very long time as well. And I mean the situation isn't I think what anyone would think, but I think they were living in another place for a while as well, between there and New York. And they started seeing they were dating someone in the other place, and they like moved in with that person and shit. And me and the other friends didn't even know this. Like, and I feel like because they were so far away from their core group of friends for a while, and they were only around that man, that person influenced their just influenced them so much. And it was like by the time I saw them again, it wasn't like they were like dramatically different, but like just some of their opinions and things and stuff were just so different than the person that I had known for such a long time. And I felt like because they were away from the people, their friends who love them in a different kind of way than their partner, and the people who would normally kind of talk sense to you during those times, he was in too deep by the time that I felt like I saw him again. So it was just kind of like I felt like a relationship changed everything for us. And yeah, since then we really have not been cool. I feel like we just saw each other for the first time maybe a week or two ago. And for like the first time in 4 or 5 years.
I was gonna say I feel I moved around a lot, and I'm grateful for like all the traveling I've done, staying in many different places. But obviously with that, it comes with meeting so many great people that, you may want to be in your life forever, but it's not always what's in store. And I will say just being in California for so long, and then, everyone's trying to figure out their own shit with adulting and, finances, all the things about that come up too. And also just trying to grow artistically and individually too. And I think the distance does happen, and it has happened with some of my friendships because I have moved around so much. I meet people and then I'm gone. And this is like a pattern I noticed within myself too. Like I'll be like the best of friends with people, and then I end up leaving, and I'm like, fuck, okay, now I feel like I have to put in some more work to like make sure that it's stable. But um it's definitely like affected me in different ways since I know so many people, and like I would feel close to a lot of people, but I think it also just comes with the territory of being an artist. Like meeting people in different times of your life. Not saying it's like necessarily like using them, but it's like sometimes it's just like chapters in your life, and it doesn't mean that they weren't like close to your heart at one point in time. Um, but I will say it comes down to what Sakani was saying before, like the sacrifice, like the like prioritizing certain people, especially if it's communicated and everyone's willing to put in the work and effort to make it work, then it's definitely possible. Like even when I went to LA for like that weekend, I didn't see like my best friends in LA is like 3 years at this point, and even like the FaceTimes be hard sometimes. I mean, shit, it's hard for us sometimes too, um, because everyone's trying to like just do their thing. But I think it also just comes down to some friendships require different things. Like every friendship isn't the same. And I think that also is a realization as we get older too. Because even what I need is different from what I needed when I was 22.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
and I,
real.
I think I think there's something to be said about like at the end of the day, we're all socialites. Like maybe it's not Paris Hilton status, but we are all socialites.
Yet.
Sometimes, right? Sometimes you can be such good friends and then like, distance happens and time happens and sometimes it's fine to just be like, girl, I see you on Instagram stories and I reply, bitch, you're eating. And sometimes it just looks like that. And I don't want people to feel guilty about, because sometimes that's just the path of life. Like you have your core girls where like you can only juggle, you only have the mental bandwidth and the emotional bandwidth and to juggle but so many relationships, and it's no, yeah,
And we grow with technology. So I just think that is staying in contact with somebody. It may not be to the extent of someone you talk to on a daily basis, but if I'm still liking your photos, we still comment on each other's posts, we DM here and there, we're still in contact with each other. We still know what's up with each other. I know what you look like, like, so I think, that's just a part of the growth of technology in the world we live in. Like, we're not going to talk to those people every day, but I don't think, keeping the relationship to that level. It is a little surface level, but I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
I think it's important to recognize which one of those friends you can do that with. Because some friends require more than just staying in contact through reels and likes and social media things. I think some friends require more of a check-in or just different things that people require to consider you a friend.
Yeah, I agree. I'm more
Yeah,
so thinking of people that you just kind of like, you guys naturally just kind of fall off, you know?
Yeah,
But I
for
agree
sure.
with what you said as well.
it brings me back to a point when Macy was saying, like how he doesn't really keep in contact with like high school friends and like some college friends, right? You said that. Um, so for me, I do have like a really wide range of friends I like to keep in contact with, but even I feel since I did travel to college for college for school, um, when I was home on like breaks, I would always have like my core people that I would see when I was home. So it would be like we just gonna go to brunch, we're gonna go to dinner, we're gonna go here. And keeping those people in circle to like let it be known that like I'm seeing y'all and like really I'm really making this a thing. It feels good too because I love when the bonds just grow over time and you have a relationship with someone and you can see like the growth in like the relationship, but also individually and like it's nice to reflect back on where y'all were and where y'all are now. And yeah, that's why I love to keep in contact with people, even if it's just like a little catch up or hey. Um, yeah, it makes me feel good, but it's like at the mental capacity sometimes can be a little low.
All right, well, that leads us into our last question. And I feel like we've actually answered this question throughout the conversation, but how can you get creative and extend yourself more when dealing with long distance relationships? Well, I think Sakani made a good point earlier when he said putting effort in. I think that's like a big part of it, making it work. Wanting to make it work is a big part of just making it work. So, I'm a firm believer in people make time for everything they want to make time for. So I think if you really want to, you will.
100%. And, my college best friends and I, we're all over the place. I have one in DC, one in San Diego, one in Jersey, one in New York. And we have this I'm forgetting the word, but like we meet up every last Friday of the month, and that's our FaceTime to just catch up on what's been going on the past month and, things that we want to update each other on. And I think it's important to create those moments of like, okay, every last Friday of the month, I have this specific time with my girls, and what do I want to tell them? What do I want to show them? Or like, what's been up going on in my life? And I think it's important to create those moments and just it doesn't necessarily mean that you can't check in between that month of every last Friday. It's just like this is our specific time that we cut out to nurture our friendship as a group because that's how we met and how we came together. So yeah,
Macy?
Yeah, I think that for me, it's just like finding ways that you can like how you can tie some shit together. Like just getting creative. So for for instance, with all three of you, like we're all technically long distance now. For Tay, it was for his birthday this January. I got us tickets to see Flo. So it's like just like being like, okay, we both want to see Flo live, bitch. New York, they're gonna show out for New York. Let's go be in New York. And then like so for me and Sakani, I just vividly remember like I don't know if it was last year or like earlier this year. We were just on FaceTime. I was like, girl, we should do this more often. And that's exactly what we've been doing, just FaceTiming more and more often. And then with like Ja, I was like, Ja loves Mexico. So my best friend, his 30th is this month. I was like, bitch, come to Mexico with me. So it's just like little things like that. Like just like find a way to get together. Find a way to just like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah.
that's what I'm saying. I think it's all about the effort. Like, I want to do this. I want to nurture this relationship or friendship or whatever it is. So I'm going to go the extra mile and do this to nurture our relationship.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with everything y'all are saying too, because I think you know, everyone requires something differently. But I will say one thing I like to do when I'm just thinking about someone is I love going through pictures and I'll just send like old pictures or videos. I'm like, damn, bitch, we would
Yes, I'm
grow
good
it
for that
up.
too.
Or like, I like to send music when I'm like, oh, I think you would like this song or something like that because it's just like personalized to that individual. Um, and that's one way I really do enjoy connecting with someone. Because it's like, damn, we if you think about the memories and where we were, and then where we are now, it should just be growth. I mean, every day's not going to be a good day. However, there should be some growth between the years. So it's nice to do
Definitely.
that. Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, there's definitely every time I look at our season one, our first photo that we used for the cover, I'm just like, wow, we've grown
Wayne,
so much since this photo. Like, we've just grown so much physically, like mentally. It's just so beautiful to look back and see that. So, thank you to our viewers for joining this conversation. Leave us a comment and let us know how distance has tested your relationships. And this is going to lead us into our last little segment, the audience question. And this one is real cute and sweet, and I think we all have an answer for it. It is Blair or Serena. And I'm gonna go with Serena. I mean, for those who don't know, this is the question about Gossip Girl, the two main bitches on the cast, most iconic, one of the most iconic shows ever. And yeah, Serena from the very first episode, she just had me hooked. I'm like, this little frizzy hair bitch just got everybody in a frenzy. Like, everybody wants to know what's going on with her. She just always so, I
Yeah,
don't know what's going on, you guys. I live, loved her.
I'm I'm Blair Waldorf down.
I can
And
see that for you.
I don't think I need to explain that any further.
You don't.
I've never watched Gossip Girl. Somebody spoiled it for me and said that it was a man, and I was like, can't even say it.
But no shade, that's not that much of a spoiler. Like,
Oh, I thought that was like the whole point, like figuring
it's
out who
like you want
Gossip
to
Girl
figure out who Gossip Girl is, but there's still so much juicy stuff
Yeah,
happening in the show that, like, that's not
is.
everything.
Gossip Girl became so many people throughout the show, kind of like Pretty
Pretty Little
Little Lies.
Liars.
Many people were
Oh,
in.
girl, if it's anything like that,
It's
count me
not.
out.
I'm just saying. It's not like Pretty Little Liars. I'm just saying other people became Gossip Girl during
Got
the
you.
show.
I also didn't. I was watching at one point. I don't really remember the names. Who was Michelle Trachtenberg? Trachtenberg.
Georgina,
Oh, yeah.
Who was Serena? Serena was that
Lee,
and who was Blair?
Leighton Meester.
I ain't got
I'm
no clue.
sorry. I assumed we were all familiar with this show. My
I'm like,
apologies.
I'm expecting like Insecure or something.
I'm so sorry. I swear we have talked about this show before, but I am making stuff up.
Well,
I think.
let's pick our insecure characters.
When you think about this,
I actually really didn't like anybody on Insecure. I enjoyed the show a lot. I loved the show, but as far as the characters, I was like, Molly, you're pissing me off. Issa, you're pissing me off. Like they were all always pissing me off, and everybody like, what's the friend's name who's always cracking jokes?
Kelly,
That's Ja.
What's her name?
Kelly,
Is it Molly?
no
What is it?
Kelly, Kelly.
Kelly. And then everybody was like, I love Kelly. I'm like,
Yo, she's a
I do not
key.
like Kelly. I do not like Kelly. I
I'll
really didn't
take
like
it.
anybody. But yeah, that's
Okay,
my
bitch.
answer. I didn't like anyone.
We can't do Sex in the City because Ja never watched.
I
How about
can't
we do?
do it, y'all. Like I know the character.
No,
I
y'all
Let's
should
know,
do Insecure. Y'all should do
let's
Insecure.
let's
but
do.
actually, an audience member did ask about girlfriend, so we can do that, or not girlfriends. Y'all know what the fuck I'm trying to say. Sex in the
Sex in
City.
the City.
So our audience question is, which Sex in the City character do you guys relate to the most? I have not completed Sex in the City. I'm probably made it like halfway through season two, but I can without a doubt say I relate to Carrie the most. Yeah. You don't know how to leave a nigga, and I don't either.
Once she's in love, once she's in love, she
with
doesn't
him,
know how to leave.
with
T
him
T
sitting
T
right
T.
next to
Yes.
Get it
Because
while it's hot.
she used to have him in and out.
I
Um,
am Samantha down to the core. I just think one man had my heart and he fucked it up for everybody. And now I'm just out here. I'm not out here like
Now
that.
I'm just out here.
I'm not out here like that per se, but I'm out here, you know,
Just a little bit.
just a little bit, not too much like her, but I live my life very freely, and I
Period.
love that I don't have to answer to nobody, and
No,
I
bitch.
love that I am career oriented. Um, there's certain things that that I'm not like Samantha, like she's not very family oriented, but she is very, very caring and nurturing of her friends. So yeah, that's my girl down.
Yeah, she don't play about her sisterhood.
Mm-mm.
Well, I guess I am Miranda sometimes. I wouldn't say all the time. I really just don't agree with her character arc, and that's why I feel like there's a disconnect for me because I don't like how things have played out over the years as her character. But I will say as far as her work ethic and like wanting to get what she wants is like me to the core. And also like a little bit of an attitude problem, but I think it also comes from like past things too. And I feel I can relate to that too. But and I'm a always rock for my friends. Period. Um, and Miranda's one of the people that will like say some smart ass shit, and it'll be like whoa, but it's honestly just like dark humor almost, but also telling the truth. So I
Yeah.
feel like I relate to that as well.
Yeah, and real quick before Macy goes, I just want to put out there that Miranda, Sex in the City Miranda, not and just like that Miranda. She's that girl. Like I feel like because she's not as glamorous and all these things like the other girls, they like to play her. But she's that bitch and she's real as fuck.
Miranda is fab. Like she was in the '90s working doing law. Like, come on now, she's
Give her
fab.
a time.
Yeah, but so I really relate to, I really relate to Carrie a lot, but I feel like I relate to Charlotte a little bit more.
Oh, we all pick someone
And
different.
yeah, I say Charlotte just because like Charlotte is she just lives in La La Land sometimes, you know, like she just has this idea, and when she's confronted with the reality, she just be like she just has a breakdown, and I relate with that so much. Like I ideate, I daydream so much, and then I'm presented with what I'm presented with. I'm like, this isn't right. This isn't how it's supposed to be. So yeah, Charlotte. I'm a Charlotte.
I love that question. That made me want to actually watch you guys. So maybe I'll watch a few episodes after Baddies tonight.
After baddies,
After
maybe watch
baddies.
before.
Not before now.
You need a palate cleanser.
Yeah, something
Exactly,
Some
sister.
ginger.
Thank ya.
wasabi.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
I enjoyed this so much, you guys. I hope that our audience is enjoying it as much as we are. And yeah, this is the Busy Boys signing out. We love you guys, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.